Great effects, weird-ass movie.
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Wes Craven was originally supposed to... This I like, and I would have loved to see this just because I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Wes Craven was originally supposed to be on the run from Freddy by riding around in a van driven by Michael Berryman. And if you know who Michael Berryman, you know why that's hilarious. Wes had cut off his own eyelids to stay awake.
Jesus.
While writing the script, it was his only way to stay alive.
That would have been an interesting effect.
That would have been kind of cool. Now, Michael Berryman is the weird, like, hairless dude, like, giant dude who's in The Hills Have Eyes, who has, like, some kind of disease where he doesn't actually sweat. Like, it's kind of fucked up. Like, the dude doesn't... But he's, like, a
You
horror...
would know him if...
He's a horror fucking legend. He's in everything horror. He's also in Weird Science. He's one of the weird-looking biker dude. Love Michael Berryman. He's awesome.
He's in weird shit like the
apparently,
2 and everything.
Yeah, and apparently, much like Robert, one of the nicest fucking human beings you'll ever meet. So I like that.
You notice it's always the friggin'
it's the horror guys,
the big giant tall guys,
the gentle giants.
Yeah,
man. Like, yeah, that's just how it is, man.
Because you have to be, because people are already looking, especially at someone like Michael Berryman, going, Jesus Christ, he's gonna eat my soul, and then he's just like, hello, my name's Michael, how are you?
Yeah.
He's just a nice guy.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's like the late Peter Mayhew. Apparently the nicest human being you'll ever meet. But he looked like he could eat you. Because big, giant, fucking monster of a human being. So this is weird, and I'm glad they didn't do this one. When Dylan crosses traffic to get home later in the film, Freddy was supposed to have a car. A Freddy-mobile, if you will. With a razor blade on the front that was going to try and run him down. No. That scene already fucking is iffy to begin with. This would have made it stupid.
Yeah, that whole freeway.
That scene is... There's moments I'm like, all right, but then there's other where I'm like, wow, okay, ease up, guys. But you need that kind of shit in it. Let's see. Originally, Heather runs into the Nightmare House in the climax, which we've seen. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be the original sets as well. It turned out that they were too expensive and not available at the time. Wes was very happy they didn't do it.
Well, just however, from a money standpoint? Or?
No, just because he's like, what's the point of her running into the Nightmare House? Like, she ran into the house. Now it can be her house because some of, like, otherwise...
Yeah, the actual house inside doesn't have to be the Nightmare House.
Exactly.
Like,
And that
we
was
get
the
it.
thing.
We get the outside shot. That's all we
That's
need.
all you need. You just need her running into the Nightmare House. You don't need it to be the Nightmare House because then you start to question reality of, like, so is she going for her son? Because... Nancy doesn't have a son, so it doesn't quite work.
And also, this isn't Springwood.
Exactly. Like, that's where you just go, well, how far do you have to take it kind of thing. Although, the clothes Heather and John wear in the climax are the exact costumes from the original. Wes saved them from being destroyed after the original wrapped. He said it was kind of funny watching to see who gained weight over the time, because it had been a decade. He's like, well, let's see if you still fit in your old outfit. They both did.
Well, John Saxon seems like he's
he
kept in pretty good shape.
Ironically, a couple years after the Wes Craven thing, I saw John Saxon. He looks old.
He is old.
To his credit, though, he's still kicking. Honestly, the last time I saw him, I'm like, that dude is not long for this world, and he's still around.
He's like 86?
Yeah, but he looked frail, son. Like, really frail. And this was like a decade ago. So I'm glad he's still kicking. And I'm actually mad because he was right there and I didn't get his autograph, and I really fucking should have. But that's all right. Yeah, I always keep going off and I keep forgetting where I am. I should literally hold my hand there and it would help. Unlike every other Nightmare film set, this one was very relaxed. Everyone knew how to do their job, and this time around it was just a lot more fun.
It's like putting on a glove.
A little bit. But it's also like we're not under a gun. We're not under a crazy budget restraint like the rest of them. It doesn't, it's not 1 year since the last one we did.
Because how many horror movies are just like, we can't...
Yeah.
We have to get it on this take, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They didn't have that issue this time around, which helped them.
Because, seriously, how many horror movies is like, if we don't get it on this take, we're going to go over budget because we're running out of film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't have that this time. So they were very happy. The scenes filmed at the New Line offices were the actual offices. They were
might as well.
They were very nervous about filming there, though, and they would restrict where the cameras could actually be, and make sure they weren't showing certain things.
They got secrets?
I guess. Including not showing the front of the building.
What the fuck are you hiding, Bob Shea?
I don't know, but they literally would not let you... Because if you watch, they have the camera on her getting out of the car, and you follow her in. You don't actually see the front of the building. They didn't want to show it.
Because when she goes into the building, I thought she was going to, like... I don't know where she was going.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like...
It wasn't until you see the logo where you're like, where the fuck... Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. I don't know why they didn't want you to see it, but
Bob Shea, you keep your secrets.
I mean... I don't know if it was that hard to come by, but, even then they had the internet. I'm sure you could see what it was. It would have taken a long time to download, but you could have seen it. I don't know.
I'm gonna AOL this or whatever.
I'm gonna take time away from downloading this naked picture of whoever the fuck was famous then, and download a picture of New Line Cinema's office. It'll only take a half a week.
94.
The playground scene with Dylan on the rocket ship was accomplished in 2 ways. They slowly got Mako used to being held up that high by taking him up to higher and higher places on it. And when he was up there...
held up like Simba?
No. No. It's a rocket ship where they can climb him up.
I just get the image of, like, Wes Craven, like...
Why would Wes go up there?
'Cause... he's the captain of the ship.
He's not fucking Vince McMahon.
He's the captain of the ship.
He's not the one who's going to be like up there like, God damn, if I'm going to make them do it, I'm going to do it first. Like, that's not Wes. Wes is the most calmest human being there ever was. So what they did was they strapped him to a metal pole so that he could move and not fall.
No, I'm just figuring.
No, there was nobody holding it underneath.
Holding this little kid up.
Although, why couldn't you? He was like nothing.
Okay, Miko, we're going up.
The fall was done with by a 13-year-old circus performer jumping off, first landing on an airbag and then falling from a smaller height onto an adult female stuntwoman. So, that's how they did that.
All right. That must have been one little-ass 13-year-old. Jesus.
Well, probably. I mean, I don't think they grow big circus people. I think the idea is that, like, all the trapeze artists are tiny.
What are you, about 3 feet tall? Yeah, that would work.
Well, it's kind of like all the gymnasts they have. Like,
that's true.
Any Olympic gymnast, all the women who are, like, 18 look 13.
About 3 apples high.
Yeah. The day they were done filming at the park, it was supposed to be torn down. Miko's father bought the rocket ship, and he still has it to this day.
Huh. With what money? Miko's money?
Probably, yeah. Miko was huge.
I know.
That kid was everywhere.
It's true.
He's the fucking kid who asks Arnold Schwarzenegger, or tells Arnold Schwarzenegger that fucking girls have a vagina and boys have a penis in Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
That's him. He's the little kid in Pet Sematary. He's on everything. That kid was everywhere for a while.
See the kid in Santa Claus?
I doubt it. But I've never seen the Santa Claus, so I really don't know.
All right.
Not my childhood. Miko also kept the /Rex dinosaur. Wes kept the unslashed one.
You think it'd be the other way around?
You would think. During the freeway scene, when Heather ducks for the tractor trailer to go over her, this was done with a green screen, of course. It took around 100 takes to get the shot right. The next day, Heather couldn't walk. Because she was so sore from bending doing all those takes. Julie's death scene was shot using a rotating room again, just like Tina in the original.
That was probably the best nod in the whole film.
Mm-hmm. And it was actually shot the way it was originally supposed to be shot, with Freddy actually dragging her up there. And little comments that I like, Dylan's name is spoken 103 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dylan!
Dylan! I love that. That makes me happy. So, that's it. My notes are done for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, for fuck's sakes.
You binder that, you could probably make a novel.
I could. That's a lot of pages, my friend.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare, opening with a glove being made, a la the first movie.
With the original music as well.
With the original music, and I would assume what is at least similar to the original setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it looks like somebody building a glove in the same close-up with the hands and everything like that, and then the guy goes to chop off his own hand, and then we're making a movie.
Yep. We're on a set of, I guess, a Nightmare movie.
Yeah.
We get Wes Craven. More blood! More blood! Blood!
Print it, Gretchen!
We get, was it Chuck and Terry, the effects guys?
The effects guys.
He goes to high-five one of them, and he's like, ooh, too much blood.
Yeah.
Other guy.
Yeah. And they're sitting there having a conversation of like, I don't really like that. I'm like, wow, No. Very weird scene of how they were... I don't know how to explain it, but the way that they were dealing with the glove itself just seemed
Well, it was going haywire or whatever.
Yeah, it was weird. So
we get Chase, Heather's husband, and she's in the movie too, and I'm like, excuse me.
What?
How?
What do you mean?
Nancy's dead?
It's a horror movie, dude. How many times has Freddy died?
I don't know, last time I checked, Nancy's not...
Well... If it helps, I can
dream demon.
I can explain this for you if you'd like. In the comic books that continue the franchise, and what was supposed to happen in Nightmare 3 is that Nancy is the good gatekeeper of the dream world. So when you dream, you can actually dream of Nancy.
Like Glenn the Good Witch?
Kind of, yeah.
All right. As long as she just rocks up in a bubble.
Actually, she did in the comic.
But there you go.
I'm not even
like
fucking
Glenn
kidding.
The fucking Good Witch.
I'm not even fucking kidding.
Somebody was watching Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a set. But then the glove comes to life, and totally.
Well, at first they think it's just short circuiting, and then it cuts Chase's hand, which is a big deal.
Yep.
And then it starts going ape shit.
Like Thing.
Yeah,
I was going to say Cousin It, but no, it's Thing.
It's Thing from the Addams Family, and it's crawling all over, and then it stabs Chuck or Terry, I don't know which one's which, in the throat. He bleeds all over the joint, and then they don't know where the fuck it is. And I do like the little nod to the original where it grabs a hold of a metal table leg and scratches down. I'm like, all right, now we're cooking here. Dylan runs away to a bed, and then apparently some people don't hear the screaming, and they're still doing their job. They're cool with it, and then they move like a set piece around, and then Dylan's gone, and Terry or Chuck gets stabbed in the chest, and then Heather wakes up.
To the most frightening thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bad enough you just had a nightmare where two people on a movie set were brutally murdered by a glove on its own.
And your kid's gone.
And your kid's gone. You wake up in the middle of an earthquake.
Which probably happened to a lot of people at that Norwich earthquake.
How bad would that be? Where you're like,
that's gotta suck.
Oh, just what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And so they're freaking out, and, her and Chase are like, oh my god, and then they hear Dylan scream.
And these earthquakes in this movie are violent.
Well, that's what the fucking Northridge earthquake was, and it's not cool, man. So
but that happened once.
No, it happened several times.
Were they that? Okay.
The aftershocks were just as bad. That's why it was like one of the worst.
That's why
like ever.
freeways were.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a consistent fucking like we're fucked here.
So the earthquake ends. Like, oh, thank God, it's all
they all
the nightmare's over.
They jump into Dylan's bed and everything's cool, and then Dylan notices that Chase's hand has been cut.
Daddy's been cut.
Daddy, blood. Which, over the course of the movie, he starts getting like conjunctives. Like, he starts out being very, very, very like not. He acts like he talks like a 4-year-old, and then he starts to get better over time. I'm like, why? Who are they writing this for? Because like it's just a weird Sorry, I'm really tired, folks, so I can't put my thoughts together as well as I would like to. I apologize, but he doesn't use conjunctives. He sort of talks very, very, very kid-like, and then starts to get, as the movie progresses, he starts to talk better. I don't know why.
Acting coach on set,
I guess.
So Nancy notices this giant ass claw mark in her wall.
Yeah.
Going, well, that's not normal.
That wasn't there before.
I get earthquake, but no.
Yeah, like that happened. That seems bad.
Chase never sees this.
No, he sees it, but he just assumes
he just chucks it up to the earthquake.
She's already on Freddy. Because
yeah.
she's having the calls, and she's having the nightmares. So she's like, Freddy, my God. And Chase is like, you're crazy. Freddy's not real. By the way, I'm working on a glove. Which I'm like, wouldn't you have Freddy on the brain too? But then my question is why is it only 4 cracks when he's clearly got 5 in the new one? Or whatever.
Well, maybe they're left with you. Like, you know what? You're right, Steve. Yeah. 4 fingers in bed instead of 5.
4's an even number. It just looks better. Just deal with it. But anyway, so
she goes downstairs and Elm Street 1's on the TV.
Well, not yet. They have a conversation. Her and Chase have a conversation where he's just like, well, what's going on? Like, whatever. And she mentions that Chuck and Terry were killed to him.
Oh, right.
And also, like, you were cut. And he sort of shakes it off of like, what? Like this?
Yeah.
Ooh. And he's like, it's you were probably half awake. You probably saw the picture fall. It's fine. Deal with it. And then she's getting ready because she's got a TV interview today. So she goes down and sees...
Dylan.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, because he's eating breakfast.
No, it's the scene where Tina's on the TV, and she unplugs it.